Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I am in the Void World, and let's talk about modded Minecraft today. Specifically, lights. I'm holding a torch because torches are such a common way of providing lights, and light is important in Minecraft, both vanilla and modded, because as soon as the light level on the ground hits 7 and below, mobs can start spawning. And your whole day's ruined as soon as a creeper sneaks up behind you, blows you up, kills you, and trashes your base. It's a bad deal. So what we want to do is make sure the light level is 8 and above. Easy way to do that within modded Minecraft is to go ahead and hit the F7 key to show where the light levels are too low. I love this feature. If I could have this in vanilla, I would be so happy. We'll turn that back off. So to get rid of those dangerous light levels, we can just spam torches down. It works, but I'm really not a big fan of just torches on the ground. On the walls, sure, as decorations, but I tend not to use torches as light sources, if at all possible. So what can we use as light sources instead? Well, glowstone is available for us, and we can use that. One thing we could do is pop out a wall behind our chest and put glowstone behind the chest. You could still see it, but it's not incredibly visible. Another option is to go ahead and pop out a little bit below the chest, and then if you sneak in there, you can put the lights under the chest. That I like. You can still see it, but not very much. But that's one way of hiding your lights. Another method is to go ahead and put stuff in the ground. So here's your glowstone in the ground. It's very visible, but it's no longer a torch. You can hide that with something like carpet. If you just have, in this case, a light gray carpet next to the stone, it kind of matches. But unless you carpeted the whole floor with carpet, you're going to really notice these things popping out. Another option, which I will do occasionally, is I will put a piston with a glowstone underneath. Now, let me pop that piston again. And I broke my glowstone. Well, that's lovely. Coming down below. Alright. You didn't see that at all. So, if you've got glowstone below the level, then you can put a piston. And because the piston is transparent, or you could put glass or any other transparent block here, the light will shine through. And if you've got oak and piston, you can make a very interesting pattern on your ground, and I kind of like that. I'll do that occasionally. And so that is another option. You could also punch out holes and put lava in there, or have lava dripping from the ceiling down to the floor. You don't want to have any wood near your lava if you're going to do that, or you don't want to be able to bump into the lava, because that ruins your whole day too. So there are ways of adding light in modded Minecraft, and let's take a quick look at some of those. First, I'm going to go ahead and grab some things here and take a look at the sawmill that comes with Mariculture. So let's place that sawmill right here. Oh, come on, mouse work. This sawmill, and if you take a look at in the NEI, there's several sawmills, but you want the one from Mariculture. And it's a real cheap recipe. There's a wooden construction block, which is just wood, and more wood, 2 pieces of copper, and an axe, which is iron and wood. So 2 copper, 3 iron, and wood, you can make yourself a sawmill. Pretty darn cheap. But it needs a little bit more than just that block. It needs a piece of chalk and a plan. So let's build that. Chalk is pretty cheap. It's just some sort of white dye and limestone, 2 pieces of limestone, and you've got yourself planning chalk. The plan is blue dye, black dye, and paper. And now we've got ourselves a plan. And then you click on whatever you want. In this case, I want a light source. So I'm going to right click on this torch with the chalk and it converted the plan into a light plan. So we'll just go ahead and put that here into our sawmill, and now we can make light sources out of blocks. In this case, since I want to kind of hide them, I'm going to use smooth stone, and I'm going to place that here. This represents the 6 sides of that solid, and we're going to get, because I use 6 pieces here, 6 custom light sources that all look like smooth stone. I do have auto eject turned on, so it's going to automatically spit this into the chest next to it, which is very nice. No conduits, no power. It just works. So that's an excellent thing. I could toss in cobblestone. I could toss in a mixture of cobblestone and smooth stone and glowstone or whatever I wanted, and it would show me those. In this case, I'm just doing the stone all the way around. So here's my custom light, and I'll just go ahead and plop it around, and notice how it looks like stone. It is a wonderful way of hiding the lights that you use. The one thing that I noticed that doesn't always work, chiseled textures sometimes don't look so good through the sawmill, and any of the colored stone and cobblestone and things like that, they don't come through with colors. They get reverted back to the normal colors, which is a bummer because I really do like this. Very cheap, early game, definitely worth doing. But if you've got yourself a little bit more resources, then I suggest you check out another mod, InvisibLights. This is a way of getting, as it says, invisible lights. So let's grab these bits. You're going to need to make 2 devices, and they're pretty cheap, frankly. We need a piece of glowstone, a stick, and a diamond, and that will give us there the rod of lights. So we'll grab that, move that out of the way. The other is a piece of obsidian on top of a stick, and that gives us the rod of darkness. So we'll grab those 2. The nice thing about this rod of light and rod of darkness, it will create, as it says, invisible lights at the price of 2 glowstone per light. So let's add one. There, I just added a light. And it does work. The problem is, it's invisible. So how do you know where it is? Well, if you've got the rod in your hand, if you shift right click, that now makes them visible. And there is the light source. There's no way of getting rid of that. If you want to try to break it, you can't. If you want to place something in that block, you can't. So that you can't get rid of it that way. But if you have your rod of darkness, you can go ahead and just right click on it and it's gone. That is a fantastic mod. I have really enjoyed throwing the invisible lights around my base. It works really nicely. Let me go ahead and turn that off. One of the things that I will do, let's turn the F7 back on. I'm going to punch these out. Let's get rid of that glowstone and that glowstone and those custom lights, and I'm going to punch out that light there. Alright, so at this point we have very little light. Now we have very little light in this area, and so I can start using the invisible light to light up this entire place. I probably wouldn't suggest putting it on the ground because now you can't put anything there. But if you put it one up, now you just walk right through it, mobs walk through it, and you can still lay carpets, do whatever you want on the ground. It's a fantastic thing. The only thing that I really complain about this is if we take a look at our map and zoom right in, you can see that yellow dot of the invisible light. It is visible on the map, and that's my only really big complaint about the invisible light mod. If that were not visible on the map, here, it just disappeared, and we take a look at the map again, it's still there. The map will show that. The only other thing that I see as a problem. Let me turn the lights back on. If you hold this in your hand and you've got glowstone in your inventory, and you right-click things like, here, let me use this crafting table, or let me use this chest. You want to open a door, you're going to be throwing lights all over the place. That's not a real complaint as much as it is, watch out how you do it. But I wish it didn't show up on the map. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you. I've been having a blast with these. Yes, there are other mods that make things available as far as these lights are concerned, but these are the mods that I go to that I like using. Hiding the lights, using the sawmill to make custom lights, and the InvisibLights. Since I have got lots of glowstone, that's a great way of just putting lights all over the place. And I hope you find some use from this. This has been Grok the Duck Farmer. Bye!